everyone, and welcome back to my channel. How are you all? I think I've been gone for a little while, haven't I? I haven't done a video since, was it before Christmas? Not quite sure. I was going to do Vlogmas. Wasn't sure if I had enough material to do though, so didn't want to bore everyone and decided not to do Vlogmas. I suppose I could have done my own version of Vlogmas like some YouTubers do, but there was a lot going on at the time, a lot of emotional stuff going on at the time, and so I decided, okay, let's just have Christmas and get New Year over and then start coming back again in January. So what's been new for you? What ventures have you taken up? What resolutions, do you do resolutions, and what resolutions have you made this year? I don't know whether I call them resolutions or whether I call them, what do I call them? I haven't really got a name for them. Maybe new goals or something, or new ideas. I'd started decluttering the house, so I started doing that probably before New Year. Actually, we had don't know if I've mentioned before, but we had, my daughter was in between moving houses. She's moved in round the corner from us now, so not too far away. So her and her two children came to live with us from November through till mid-January. I think they moved out about just over a week ago. So we've been busy moving things for her over to her house, and now got some spaces back to actually clean and decorate. So that's one thing I want to do. The bedroom that she stayed in is next to our bedroom, and it used to be originally it was my eldest son's bedroom. Then when he moved out, it became the youngest son's bedroom. Then when he moved out, my eldest son used it to start his business. He does a clothes business, so he was using it for that. And then as his business grew, he had too much stock, so he got himself another place to do his business. And then it became a spare bedroom again. So when we have friends to stay, they stay in there. Obviously my daughter stayed in there with her children, as well as the two other spare bedrooms we've got. But I do want to decorate. At the moment it's the colours of a certain football team, MK Dons, if anyone's heard of MK Dons. And so two of the walls are black with red and yellow stripes, and so now I want to, and two of the walls are white. So the two black walls, I'm debating whether to paint them. Obviously I'm going to need a few coats of paint on there, a few coats of white paint, before I decide what colours to have in there. Or I am thinking maybe I might try wallpapering. I tried wallpapering in our first house, which would have been, oh, good 30 years ago. And I did 2 strips of wallpaper and my husband did the rest. But it wasn't too bad. I got on with it okay. And I think wallpaper's advanced a lot since when my dad used to do it. When my dad used to wallpaper, we had to leave him alone because he used to get really irritable with all the paste and then climbing up the ladders and trying not to stand on the paper. So I've got memories of wallpaper being quite stressful. So, but I thought I might give it a go. I might pop to my local B&Q and see what wallpaper they've got, and see how easy it is now, and give it a go. If any of you guys do wallpapering in your homes, please let me know what's the easiest way of doing it now, because I've never done it before, and as I say, I've just got memories of my dad getting really cross. So I want to give it a try and see, and then that solves my problem of trying to get rid of black paint on the wall. I can just go over it with wallpaper. So yeah, there's lots of thoughts going on in my mind about what I want to do. I'll probably post a few January favourites in this vlog. I must remember, actually, I did one year January favourites. I think I did February favourites, and then I sort of forgot about it. And my son, who watches my channel, said to me, "Mum, where was the rest of the year? What favourites did you have for the rest of the year?" And I thought, oops, my bad, sorry, I forgot. So I'm going to try and find something every month that I really like, even if it's one thing. So a bit later on in this video I will post some favourites. I won't be doing it today because we're off out to watch my son's football team play. So hopefully I will be putting that on the videos at some point, this video at some point. So as I'm waffling, I might waffle a little bit more. Just a few updates for anyone who doesn't know. Sadly, I lost my mum before Christmas. It was October time, October the 20th. She'd had a fall in her home. So some of you who've been watching my vlogs know that I used to visit my mum on a Sunday after church in her home. I never videoed her much because I don't think she really wanted to be on video as she got older, because she wasn't happy. So she was happy, but she wasn't happy about her situation. So I never really vlogged her. I think I vlogged walking up to the home a couple of times. But yeah, she had a fall. Things deteriorated. And sadly, we lost her in a very quick time, actually, within a few days of her having the fall. But she was 94 and she'd had a good life, and we've got plenty of good memories. So that was that. And then while we were getting over that, some of you know my daughter's dog. Not sure if I put him on the vlog, Woody. He died just before Mum. So that was a bit of a shock for my husband and my daughter as well, because they were very close to him, as were all the family. But yeah, one of the other bits of news is those of you who've been following my channel for a while know George, my pussycat. And sadly, we found George under the Christmas tree. He died overnight under the Christmas tree on the 29th of December. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster. Obviously, pets, you know, can you say, well, Mum died, then the cat died? It's a bit different, I know, but we love our pets. They're part of the family. George was 12, so he'd been with us since he was probably about 3 months old. He arrived on our driveway, and nobody claimed him. The vet said cats choose where they want to live, so if he wants to stay with you, then that's fine. So he did. He chose to stay with us, and for 12 years. And yeah, sadly, we lost him over Christmas. Well, it was a bit of a wrench, especially for Steve. I think Steve was quite close to him, as we all were. But you know, cats tend to have a favourite, and I think Steve was his favourite. So yeah, it's been a little bit sad the last couple of months, but hey, onwards and upwards. It's good to get over things. It's good to have good memories, but it's good to just sort of pick yourself up and dust yourself off. And there's plenty of people around that, you know, you need to make more memories with. So a little bit of sad news to start the video, but also new goals for 2024. Obviously the decorating. I'm trying new products. I'm trying new books, reading new books. I've just read a magnificent book by Francine Rivers. So I will show you that later on in the video. I've just finished it. I finished it last night, and oh, it's amazing, and it's been life-changing. So yeah, I'm really glad I read that. I think I was meant to read that book. And the sun's out today. We're nearly into February, so I better do my January favourites today. We're nearly into February, another month closer to spring. I love spring. Spring is my favourite time of the year. Probably late spring, early summer. I just love the birds singing, putting the washing on the line, opening the windows, washing the curtains, you know, all the housey worky things, letting the fresh air in, sitting out in the garden with a cup of tea and watching we've got so much wildlife in our garden. We've just had 2 foxes in the garden this morning. So oh, I just love it. I'm just so happy that I've got this house and I can just sit in my garden and watch all the wildlife. So yeah, plenty of things to come in these vlogs, plenty of favourites to show you, hopefully. And yeah, I will be off to football in about, what's the time? Looking at my arm, I haven't got a watch on. I need to buy a new watch. That's another one of my goals for 2024. I think we're leaving here about 1. It's about 11:30 now. So just going to potter around, do a few things. I've got a few songs to learn for our ladies conference this year, which is in March. So not long to go now, and I've got a few songs to learn. So I'll be putting them on in the background and singing while I'm sorting through a few things. I think I'm going to be sorting through some Christmas decorations. They're still next door in the other room. We haven't put them in the loft yet. They're down, but we haven't put them in the loft yet. So I'm going to go through a few Christmas decorations and just, you know, they're saying less is more. I think I've got too many. And there's things that we didn't use this year because Donna had some of her decorations up as she was staying here. We used her Christmas tree. I think we got rid of our tree this year because it was a pain to put up. It was individual branches. It took ages. And as the years have gone on, it's got old and all the greenery was starting to fall off on the carpet. So that's gone away in the bin. We used Donna's tree this year, and then I've got to buy us a new tree for this Christmas at some point. So yeah, I'm looking forward to out with the old, in with the new, just refresh a few things, and I want to be mindful of what I actually buy rather than just impulse buy, because I'm quite good at impulse buying. I need to ask myself when I go to the shop, do I need this? Do I like it? Does it serve a purpose? If it doesn't, then no, I'm not buying it. I'm sure I will make a few mistakes along the way. I already have. Our conference this year, without waffling too much, like I always do, our conference this year is the 20th conference that we've had at our church, the ladies' conference. And apparently 20th year anniversaries are emerald green. So we're all deciding we're going to wear emerald green or have emerald green, whether it's just earrings or a headband or a scarf, or if you want a dress or a top, great, but something emerald green. So I was in the pound shop the other day and they've got a lot of green, whether it's emerald green or not, I don't know, but they've got a lot of green. And I bought 2 jumpers thinking, well, March could be a bit cold, maybe it'd be a bit snowy. I'll have jumpers, and I've got a short-sleeved blouse as well, just in case it's actually warmer. But I got them home. I didn't try them on in the shop. I got them home and I put them on, and they're not me. I mean, the styles are okay, but the colour is just not me. And I think it's more of a Grinch green. That's the only way I can describe it. It's the colour of the Grinch. I don't think he's emerald. So looking at them, I thought, well, one of them was £10 and one of them was £8. So they were cheap, but they weren't cheap, you know. So I thought, right, that's £18. I don't really want to waste £18. So hopefully I'm going to take them back next week, if they'll accept them, because it's been a week now since I bought them. But I'll take them back next week. And if I can't get a refund, I'll just get an exchange for something else, because there's bound to be something else in there that I can buy. And I've ordered a top from Amazon, which came a few days ago, so I can show you that. But otherwise, I've got a few green things that I went through my summer suitcase that I'd put away while Donna stayed here. I was putting a few things back, and I found a green scarf that I forgot I had. I found a green dress that I forgot I had, and I've got a couple of other dresses that have got green in them. So there's a few options now that I can try. So yeah, getting back to not impulse buying, that's one thing I really want to try and do this year. That's another goal for this year, is to try not to impulse buy, but to try to buy intentionally for what I actually need and actually want. So yeah, quite a few things to think about for this year. It's only January, so we've got another 11 months to go to hit the goals. Whatever your goals are, I hope you're going to go for your goals, and yeah, let's all share with one another what we're up to this year, and when we get back to each other in December, we'll see what we've done this year. That could be exciting. So yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you for a minute, and I'll catch you back up later on with some of my favourites. So I'll see you soon. Good afternoon. Well, as I promised, I'm back with 4 January favourites for now. I thought I'd better do this video and get it up, because we've only got today and tomorrow, and then we're in February, so I'll have to do some February favourites. So the first one I will show you is a product that I bought from Asda. I brought it for my holiday when I went abroad, because I didn't want my hair getting too dry So it's called Dream Length Heat Slayer Iron Spray with vitamins and castor oil, and it's a leave-in heat damage shield which smooths and detangles 3 days sleek. And yeah, it's got a picture of your straighteners there, so obviously you can put it in, and it protects your hair from heat damage. It's a leave-in one, and I left it on in Cape Verde when my holiday, so that my hair didn't dry out in the sun and from all the chlorine and salt water in the sea. And I was very surprised at how good it was. So I can't actually remember how much that was, because I bought that last October. I'd have probably thought anywhere between £1 and £6, probably about a fiver maybe. I'm not sure, but go along to your local Asda and have a look. It's by L'Oreal, Elvive. And yeah, go and have a look on the shampoo aisle. That's where I got it from. And if it suits you and it's the price you want to pay, why not? Another item I bought from Asda is a Wax Lyrical English candle in the smell of candy kisses. And obviously you can't smell this. Wax Lyrical, yeah, that's what it's called. But it is just like if you break a candy cane up and smell it, that's what it smells like. Now this was £3. I don't know if it was in their sale. They had a sale department bit. The candle was there, but their Yankee candles and all that, or the Asda candles, were all really the same price. So I'm not sure whether it was, say, in a sale price or whether it is only £3 anyway. But £3 for a candle, and it smells gorgeous. And then a tip I found on TikTok was that when you're burning it, if you wrap foil around it, which I keep it in foil all the time, wrap foil around it. I've got a bit of sellotape there to just hold it together. And then what happens is when you burn a candle, the heat keeps the flame burning all the way round because it draws the heat out. So you don't get that hole in the middle and then you have to waste all the rest of the candle. So every time it burns, the whole candle burns down at the same time. So you haven't got that wasted wax. So that's quite often going in my kitchen. It smells really nice. So those two items were for Asda. So pop along to your local Asda. I expect other supermarkets do the same. So if it's not Asda, or perhaps any other supermarket in your area, you may find both of those products in there. You may not. Now this item was from Pound Shop. I'd gone in to get some bathroom cleaner because I'd gone through my cupboards. A lot of my cleaning equipment I didn't realise goes out of date. Now, whether it's safe to use out of date or not, I don't know. Steve would say yes, because he never throws anything out. He says if it's a few months out of date, don't worry about it, just use it. But I'm always a bit more overcautious. I'd rather spend another couple of quid and get a new one than be poorly. So I went down to my local Pound Shop to see what they had. I bought some pink stuff. Everybody knows about pink stuff. I quite like using that. But I particularly wanted something for my bathroom and my shower. So this is Elbow Grease Bathroom Mousse. It says, removes grime and soap scum. A wide area spray, quick and easy, lemon fresh, for sinks, baths and showers. The only cleaner you'll ever need. Well, I wouldn't say it's the only cleaner you'll ever need. It is pretty good. You've got to make sure that you keep this nozzle clear, because as you spray it builds up, and then you've got to wipe it and spray again. Give it a good shake. I've probably got less than half a can left now. Was £1, I think. £1.50. Pound Shop, so not going to be expensive. I must take note of the prices now when I show you. So yeah, it's not, because I'm not a lemony person. That's not over lemony. And I find it does a really good job. And you just spray it. I think it says 12 inches. 15 to 25 centimetres. You hold it at a distance. Leave for 5 to 10 minutes. Allow cleaning action to work. Wipe with a clean cloth and rinse well with water. So yeah, avoid prolonged contact with wood, aluminium or any unsealed surfaces. If unsure, test on an inconspicuous area. Oh, it's a long word for today. But I found it really works. I mean, I was quite happy with the results, so I should be buying another one of those. As I say, pound shop. Now, the other item, the last one I was going to show you, was something I got from Amazon. I think I showed you this, guys, in one of my last videos, but I've actually finished it now. So this is called The Bridge to Haven, and it's by Francine Rivers, one of my best authors. She is, if I read her blog at the back, she is a New York Times best-selling author. She's enjoyed a successful writing career for more than 30 years. Her best-selling novels have been awarded for nominated by numerous honours, including the RITA Award, the Christie Award, and the ECPA Gold Medallion. In 1997, she was introduced into the Romantic Writers of American Hall of Fame. Francine's works have been translated into more than 20 different languages, and she enjoys bestseller status in many foreign countries. Francine and her husband live in Northern California and enjoy spending time with their 3 grown children and grandchildren. Now, she's got a website, www.francinerivers.com. She is a well-known Christian author. But the books, if you're not into Bible stuff, they're not like heavy, you know. What she does is she takes a story from the Bible. This one was taken from, I thought it was from the Prodigal Son, those of you who know about the Bible. But actually, it wasn't. It was taken from, bear with me, Ezekiel 16, where God speaks of his chosen people as an unwanted newborn whom he cared for, watched over, and eventually chose as his bride despite their rejection of him. So this is based on the Old Testament story of Israel. But before you click off, it's not about that. Do you know what I mean? She bases it on the scripture, but she writes a novel with biblical characters, but as normal characters, if you know what I mean. I can say that without sounding like I'm dissing the Bible. But yeah, so this is a story of a girl called Lena well, actually she was called Abra, but she meets, I won't go into all that, she meets a guy. First of all, she was found under a bridge by a pastor who brought her home. Shortly after that, his wife died due to unforeseen circumstances, and he felt he couldn't look after her on his own, so he took her to his friends who had another little girl already, and they decided to adopt her. But she always felt unloved, and she decided one day to run off with a guy who offered her the world, and of course turned out he didn't have the world on offer. She found herself in a little bit of a pickle with him, but he passed her on to a guy who made films in Hollywood, and she met all the stars: Frank Sinatra, Elvis, Bridget Bardot, I don't know, all the stars that were around years ago. And she was introduced to the movie world, but he didn't want her as Abra. He wanted her as her actress name, Lena Scott. So he dyed her hair, made her eat what he wanted to eat, controlled her life. They eventually got married, but I won't go into it. It wasn't successful, and eventually she found her way. I can't tell you, can I? Because if you ever read it, I'll ruin the story now. I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end, but it turns out very well, very good. And it was the best story I've read for a long time. And in fact, some of what happened in here actually resonated with me for things that have happened in my life in the past, and has helped me tremendously to get over a few things that happened to me as a child. So, or not to me, but around me as a child. So I found this book personally healing for myself, for my emotions. And wow, yeah, it was a journey and a half. definitely recommend it, especially if you do read your Bible and you know of biblical stories. But if you don't worry, because although she mentions that the girl was brought up in a Christian home and there's a God element to it where she went to church, it's not heavy if you don't want to read a Bible story. If you do read the Bible and you are a Christian or of other faith and you decide that you'd like to read something like this, you'll very much enjoy it. So yes, that is a very good read. She's on, a lot of her books are on Amazon. I've read a lot of her books. I've also just started another one of her books, which I will review to you as soon as I've read it. Maybe in February, maybe in March, depends how long I take to read it. But I'm starting the next one now. But if ever I have any birthdays or Christmas, from now on I'm going to ask for some of her books because they're just a perfect read. And the words are not too small. I mean, my eyes aren't great, but I managed to read that. And I say, I couldn't put it down. So yeah. It says on the back she'd get exactly what she thought she wanted. Now all she wants is a way back home. In this riveting and highly anticipated saga of temptation, grace and unconditional love, the beloved author of Redeeming Love delivers a big canvas story telling at its very best. And it definitely is the best. That's the bridge she was found under as a baby. But it all turns out great. As I say, I won't tell you anymore because I'll ruin the plot. But brilliant. So yeah, guys, that is my my January favourites. So I hope to see you very soon. I'm going to post this video up before Thursday because obviously then we're getting into February. Yes, 1 month gone, another month nearer to spring. And I will join you again very soon with another vlog, hopefully. But yeah, for now, I'm going to love you and leave you. And that was 4 of my January favourites. So hope you go out and find some of these. None of these are sponsored. I'm not paid by anybody to show you. It's just my favourites, what I thought for myself this year. And yeah, if you want to go and get any of it, feel free and enjoy. But I'll see you soon. Bye.